Well, okay, welcome to the end of this chapter. We're doing pretty good, I hope. Chapter 6 is dealing with those rational expressions, and the next time we meet, we might be all the way to radicals. Who knows? In any event, what we're going to do here is solve equations that have got fractions in them. If you'll recall, if you go back to the first chapter or thereabouts, the one we studied, there were equations with fractions in them before. Do you remember what to do with these guys? Okay, let's try this. There's two topics in here though, and before I start, this is going to be broken up into two videos. The first one, okay, the second one we go into formulas a little bit as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. This could be in chapter 2 for all we know, but I made this guy up. I have no idea what the answer is, but I have faith in the way what's the story? I think it's called clear fractions. So that's how we do this. We're going to clear fractions. Because you know what? We don't like those fractions being there. I'm trying to solve an equation and they're in the way. And what did we learn to do? Well, the LCM, if you look at the denominators, forget this guy. He's over 1. Okay, fine. Did you notice that? Back up. He's over 1. Okay, and there's a 6. The fraction or the number that will clear them all, maybe some of you know this by just watching this video, is 6. Times 6 times 6, 6 cancels with 3, 6 cancels with 2. Who cares about the 1? 6 cancels with 6. So we're going to distribute that 6 through. Do you remember this? Well, here we are. We're really getting serious about this now. And the way this goes, okay, we can do this. 6 over 1 times and over here 6 over 1 times and 6 over 1 times. And what I'm doing is I'm basically writing it all out because we want to capture as many people as possible with this skill. So you see what's happening equals times 2x here and then plus the 5/6 is I just put the 6 next to everybody to show everybody. There are shortcuts to this, but to show everybody that you can cancel the heck out of this thing right here. 3 goes into 6 2 times, and you're left with 4x. 2 times 2 times x. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and that's all you have, minus 3, equals. There's no cancellation. The 2x is over 1. Everybody's on the same level. That's all you got. 12x. Remember this jive? And then plus, cancel the 6's. 5 is left over. That's it for this section, is clearing. Now, we're doing it with numbers, but the next example will have x's and then x plus 1s. You're going to have to factor, things like that. But, you know, it's the same thing over and over again. Easy to solve this guy. Minus 4x. Minus 4x. How about a minus 5? Minus 5. Do you know what I'm doing? Do you know what I'm doing? I got a minus 8 here is equal to 8x. Oh, look, x turns out to be negative 1. Okay, so that is the solution to the first one. I got a couple, 2 or 3 more. All right, now there's this guy. Let's spread it out. We've got 3 plus 2 over x equals 1/4. Okay, just like last time with complex fractions, you take a look at the denominators and you go, okay, put him over 1. I want to clear out, I want to cancel the 4 and the x. What should we multiply both sides by? How about 4x? Isn't that crazy? 4x. So I'm deciding to multiply both sides by 4x this time. Up here, the magic number was 6 to clear fractions. It's the same thing. Things are going to cancel. So I'm going to distribute this guy, okay, and I'll just write it out. 4x over 1 here, 4x over 1 here, and one more, 4x over 1. And it's going to multiply with 3 over 1. It's going to multiply with 2 over x equals, it's going to multiply with 1 over 4. Okay, and now we get to cancel the stuff. So again, the game is, what's the LCM? Multiply both sides. That's what we're doing right now. What we're going to do now is watch the cancellations occur. That is, no cancellation here. We get 4x times 3. How about 12x? Plus, what cancels? X's cancel here. We're left with 8 equals. How about over here? 4's cancel, leaving nothing but x. And you've got an equation that we can solve, okay? So, that looks kind of strange the way it's looking, but I'm going to do this. Minus x, minus 8, minus 8, boom. Cancel, cancel. What do we have? 11x is minus 8. Well, that's magic. Divide and you get x is negative 8 over 11. Answer. Okay? There you go. Multiply both sides. Let's see what else. Cancel. Denoms. Solve. Equation. Then I'll have to put a little thing here that we have to worry over. Check answer. The math guy likes to mess with us. Sometimes what happens is he throws in an equation that has, when you plug it back into your equation, it causes divide by 0. Sneaky, sneaky. All right, let's go to the next page if it'll let me. I have to wait here a little while. Hi, what's going on? We're waiting for, there we go. Okay. Sometimes we end up with a quadratic equation after clearing fractions. If you'll notice, both of these were isolate or solve for x. You know what I mean? But watch this one. Let's write it out. We have x minus 1/2 is equal to 3 divided by x. That is, we're looking for the mystery number that when I subtract 1/2 from it, I get 3 divided by that same number. I don't know. Strange problem. Okay, here we go. Look at the denoms. Oh, he doesn't have one. He's a 1. 2x. You know what? I bet the last time we did this, it was 4x. This time it's going to be 2x. I'll put it over 1. And here, 2x. So you know me, 2x over 1, 2x over 1, 2x over 1, because this guy's going to distribute. There's 2 guys there, and there's only 1 guy there. Okay? So this is going to be times x over 1 minus 1/2 times that equals 3 over x times that. You see how it's so systematic. Here comes the green pen. The green pen allows us to cancel. No cancellation there. We get 2 times x times x. What the heck is that? Guess what? It is 2x squared minus, cancel the 2's, who's left over? X. Equals, cancel the x's, what's left over? 6. Okay? Like I said up here, sometimes you get a quadratic equation. That's what this is. See the square? So we got to stop and go, how do we do that? Oh yeah, 0 factor, set each factor equal to 0. ZFS, remember that jive? So we're going to get 0 on one side, 2x squared minus x, guess what? Minus 6 is 0. Then we're going to try to factor this guy. So I'm going to have to go over here and go 2 is 1 times 2, minus 6 is minus 1 times 6, minus 2 times 3. And if I have to turn the signs around, I will. And what I'm looking for is a negative 1, right? So how about this one? Here is negative 4, and here is 3. That works, doesn't it? Just like that. Perfect. So what we have is an x and a 2x, these guys. 2 multiplies with negative 2, put them on the other side, so this must be plus 3. And then we go ahead and solve this thing. This guy says x minus 2 is 0, so x is 2, voila. And 2x plus 3 is 0, so 2x is negative 3. So you know what I'm doing? I'm just solving negative 3 over 2. It's at this stage you're happy, you click in your heels, but you do have to make sure that certain times when you solve these types of problems, you might have an issue with, watch, if I plugged in here the number, can x equal 0? No way. Because if I plug it in right there, it divides 0. Down here, if I ended up with one of my solutions was x equals 0, I'd have to reject it. So I'm just reminding you or telling you guys that that's one thing to watch out for. Okay, we got one more. This one looks like fun. Who said that? Must be a math guy. All right, so let me do this one with you. This will be the last one for this video. So I'll slow down and show you some more craziness here in this section. Doesn't this look crazy? I've got a 12x plus 31 over all this stuff. X squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay. The others were fine. X's, 4, 4x, 2x, 6, whatever. This one has nothing but binomials in it. Number one thing you want to do, number one, is factor the denoms. Why? Because I don't know what will cancel until I know, for instance, this guy, until I know what he's made up of, right? I don't know what to multiply by to make those things cancel. I know what's going on over here. I need an x plus 3. Remember that thing we did with the complex fractions? I needed an x plus 3. Now I need also an x plus 4. Chances are it factors that way. You know, I'll just give you a heads up. But if you go and factor this thing, you know it's going to go x. You know it's going to x and x. The factors of 12 are 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Which one adds up to 7? This one. So it is x plus 3 and x plus 4. So that's the first thing you want to do, because now, let me rewrite it. I don't have any room. Yeah, I'll get this out of the way. I'll save some ink here. So we did that. We found it factoring. Now what we want to do is come in and multiply it by something that'll make those denominators go away. Okay? So do you see that you need an x plus 3? Yeah. Well, there's two of them. You only need one per customer. There's one here, there's none here, there's one here. All you need is 1, because it's going to go to everybody just like that. It's going to distribute here, it's going to multiply here. But we need one more guy, and you guessed it, it is x plus 4. So once you see them laid out, you see the factors, you know, hey man, all you have to do is write yourself out the LCD. And the fun part is now going to happen, because we're going to turn this into a manageable problem. We're going to go, all right, oh yeah, I forgot. I got to write it for you guys. X plus 3 and x plus 4 here and here. And one more and here. The reason I'm doing this, you don't have to. If you can do this part in your head, more power to you. You're doing awesome. But a lot of students don't know how to do that very well, so I'll just do it. So 6 over x plus 3 plus 5 over x plus 4 equals 12x plus 31 over these two guys, right? All right. So that's busy work. It's a lot of scribbling. And you can do this in color, but you'll be able to see things. Take out the green marker maybe and say, this is where I start canceling. Who's left over? 6 times x plus 4 plus canceling. Who's left over? 5x plus 3 equals cancel. 12x plus 31. Everything canceled there. And here's your new equation. This is what we solve, and this is how we end the video on this one. We have 6x plus 24 plus 5x plus 15 is 12x plus 31. And all I'm doing now is solving like 6, and that's 11x plus, okay, 20. 39 is equal to this. I think what I'll do to solve it, it's a linear, it's not quadratic. You know what, I'm going to move the 11x over here. That means move the 31 over here. And folks, here comes the answer. You want to see what it is? This is 8 is equal to x. Now, before I say everybody's happy, look what the numbers are that you could not have. See the x plus 3? X better not be negative 3, or it causes divide by 0. I'll say that. Causes divide by 0. And the other one is negative 4. That's this guy. So as long as we don't get these guys, we're in great shape. And that's the end of this video. All right, I'll come back for the second half of this. We did a lot of work on this one, study this one. Okay, see ya.